You're listening to the Intuitive Souls podcast. I am your host, Erica Russo, and this podcast is designed to educate, inspire, and enlighten. Let's wake up together. Hey guys, and welcome to the Intuitive Souls podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I'm really excited that the universe led you here. If you are an OG and you keep on coming back, you know I fucking love you. You know I say this every episode, but it's true. You guys make this so easy for me. You guys make it so much fun. I absolutely love doing this. I absolutely love talking about these things. I love the conversations and the people that I get to connect with on a daily basis through this podcast. And if it wasn't for you guys listening and learning and growing and expanding and being open to these conversations and these subjects, this would not be in existence. So thank you so much. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for being you and being open to these topics and just wanting to learn, grow, and expand. If you are enjoying the show, if you can do me a solid favor and head on over to iTunes and write a review, those reviews allow me to get this podcast to the ears that need to hear it. And as a thank you, before you go ahead and submit, make sure you take a screenshot, picture, whatever, and send it to me at hello@ericarusso.co, and I'm going to send you my soul alignment activation for free as a thank you, because I know Muggle life is fucking crazy and it's busy and it's hectic and it takes it takes a lot out of us. So I really do appreciate you doing that for me. So before we dive into this episode, I want to let you guys know that the Modern Mystic Society is open for enrollment. This is my monthly membership that gives you access to 4 spiritual development circles. These spiritual development circles are either psychic-based or mediumship-based, and we hang out, we have a great time, it's just so much fun. Like, everyone in the Modern Mystic Society is so down to earth and just so intuitive, and I fucking love it. And you also get access to the member portal, which has over $1,000 worth of resources and content in that as well for you, for your spiritual growth, your personal development, just tools for your journey. And once you sign up, when you do sign up, cart is closing. Membership will not be open after July 31st. So that's this Friday, guys. Okay, so get in before that. And what you're going to get is 50% off your first month, and you're going to get access to 3 of my courses. The courses are the 12 Universal Laws Masterclass, which goes through the universal laws that govern our universe, and it's really, I love it because it makes so much sense, obviously, because they're the universal laws. You're also going to get access to my Abundance Rituals class, and what this is just abundance rituals that will allow you to just bring more abundance into your life, call in more of what you want, help you manifest that magical fucking life that we all deserve and we are all worthy of. And then you're also going to get my intuitive crystal course, which allows you to learn how to tap into your intuition in order to work with the crystals. You know, we all get so, we all end up running to the books, right? If we're working with tarot, if we're working with crystals, we're so quick to like run to the Crystal Bible or one of those books about tarot to learn about the meanings. And my biggest thing is like, guys, we have all the answers. We have the connection to source. We have all of the answers within us in our intuition. And when we develop it and we allow it to be our greatest asset, man, does our world fucking change. So you get those 3 courses, and then you also get a voucher. I'm really excited. I'm so excited to announce that I am going to be this weekend hanging out with the amazing Amoruso family, who are the owners of Revelation Breathwork. I am getting facilitated to become a breathwork facilitator for groups. And I'm going to do another episode and talk a little bit more about my experience with breathwork, but know that I am smiling from ear to ear while I'm talking about this. You are also going to get a voucher for a free live Zoom breathwork class with me, and that's going to expire within the year. But again, I'm not going to get too much into that because that is a story for a different day. But again, cart is closing Friday. And did I mention that you also get 50% off your first month? I don't know if I did, but yeah, you also get that. So you're getting a bunch of amazing goodies when you sign up. You're getting access to the fucking best community of light workers, healers, soul seekers. It's just amazing. So be sure to head on over to my website and sign up. Actually, yeah, go to my Instagram instead because it's easier, because you're going to use the link that's in my bio to get your first month 50% off. But definitely be sure to look into that because it's closing and it's not going to open back up until spring of 2021. So in this episode, I asked, it's so humbling because Christine, who was our guest for this episode, was my first podcast guest. Oh, it was just so amazing to reconnect with her. She's just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to essential oils, and I wanted her to come back on because I wanted to talk about some essential oils that we can incorporate into our healing, into our spiritual practice, that allow us to open up to spirit, that allow us to give us the love that we deserve. And she just dropped some knowledge bombs. So be sure to listen. It's really a lot of good tips and tricks in here for you. All of her information as well as in the show notes. Be sure to head on over to Facebook and get into her Facebook group. She's amazing. Again, she is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to essential oils, and she's thebomb.com. So I hope you guys enjoy this show, and I will see you around. Love you. You guys, today I have a very, very special guest with me. My first guest, actually. You're my first guest, Christine.
I know, it's amazing. I feel like you've come so far in your podcast into my
I know, it's so weird to say that. Like, it's just like, it feels like just yesterday that we were just like talking about oils, and today we're going to do the same. And thank you again for coming back on.
Of course. I love being a guest. I love listening. So I'm like excited that, you have me back so I can share even more.
The thing is like, I've been getting a lot of people asking, like, I had 2 people in the last 2 weeks. I don't know. I guess they binge listened to the podcast. And like, obviously you're the first one. And they said, I loved that. I loved when she came on because you spoke so well about like what each essential oil does. Like, we know what they smell like and everything, but you are so good with talking about what they bring spiritually and energetically. And I was like, you know what? I just did a show about crystals for intuition. Let's do something with essential oils because I love essential oils. And Christine's amazing. And we're going to talk about some essential oils for different things. So we said that we're going to talk about some essential oils for inner child work and healing and self-love. So why don't we just dive in and you just let us know what we need to know about those oils.
Okay. So, well, first I'm just going to remind everybody who I am. So my name's Christine Souza. My fun and passion is working with essential oils. I work specifically with doTerra essential oils. So, when I'm speaking, that's the oil that I choose to use, the company I choose to work with. And it's right. It's basically because I know what I'm getting from them. It's the purity and, the unadulteration, the testing, and the quality. So, 1 drop of, oil from doTerra is going to be more potent than, drop from another brand. So, everyone's like, oh, the oils are a little more expensive. And I'm like, yeah, but you're getting a quality oil and you're getting that you feel it as soon as it, hits your olfactory nerves and, goes through your body. You're like, oh, whew.
Mm-hmm.
Like this morning I was using some lemon eucalyptus for my own meditation, and it was like, woo, like let me pop out of my body for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we spoke about this too on another episode where it's like, I used to be a cheap bitch, guys. Like, no joke. I will say, like, I used to get the cheap oils from Amazon or from Whole Foods and stuff. Nothing compares to doTerra. Like, nothing. Even if you get like a lavender oil from another company, I don't even know what the company was. And then I ordered lavender from doTerra. Just the potency in the smell alone was so much more there. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
you definitely want to make sure that you're getting real essential oils.
Yeah. And I will tell you another thing. There are quote unquote doTerra oils on Amazon. They are not legitimate. So if you see doTerra on Amazon, please do not buy it. Please, reach out to Erica, get in touch with me. I'm happy to help you get the real stuff. Every doTerra bottle has a code on. I'm trying to show you. There's a code on the bottom of the bottle that tells you where it came from and that the testing that it has been through and the results of those tests, so you are getting the best quality. So I like to just make sure everyone.
Information is going to be in the show notes, guys. So she has a wonderful, wonderful Facebook group that she goes live in, and she talks about all the things. So just be sure to check out the show notes and join her Facebook group. So let's get into it. Inner child healing. It's a big topic nowadays.
It's a big I think with what's been going on in the world around us, people have a lot of time to self-reflect. We're not busy with work.
Okay, guys, sorry, we got cut off a little bit, but we were at inner child healing is a very popular thing that's happening now. So let's talk about some of the essential oils that's good for that.
Yeah. So before I got cut off, I was saying that with this time that we've had at home, a lot of, I don't go to the office any longer, and I've been home and I've had this kind of downtime that I never had before. It's given me a chance to kind of like reflect and be like, okay, what are the things I need to work on? What are the things I need to change? What are the things I want to improve? Who's the person I want to be when we come out of this and, start fresh again? Because that's really what this is doing to us. It's giving us a chance to slow down. We've been, I almost feel like I've been zombieing through part of my life, just trying to just get stuff off my to-do list. And this time has really given me a chance to kind of say hey, who are the people I want to spend time with, and who are the people I want to connect with, and how do I want to connect with my own self? So first one I want to talk about is going to be bergamot. So bergamot or bergamot, as some people say.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I say bergamot. I don't know if the T is silent or not, but that's how I say it.
New York. So
yeah, I'm New Yorker. Yeah.
I've heard bergamot and I've heard bergamot. So
yeah. So I say the T. I'm a T'er. Yeah, whatever. But it's the oil of self-acceptance, right? And I think when we're working on our inner child and we're working on that connection, I think it really comes back to hey, you know what? When we were younger, things may have not been so great, and now that child has grown into the person I am, and I need to be okay with that, and that's okay, and who I am is amazing, and even though I leave the dishes in the sink and I'm kind of a mess, I'm still worthy of love, and I'm still worthy of loving myself, and I think that's really important. And so bergamot kind of has a cleansing effect on those feelings that you kind of keep boxed in and pushed down. And it's just going to kind of remove some of the limiting beliefs and kind of get rid of those core beliefs that, I'm not worthy of it. No, you are 100% worthy of love and light and happiness and joy and all the wonderful things that the universe has to give us. So, it's definitely, it's an oil. It's from the citrus family. So it's an oil that's going to work on, kind of that lifting. I find personally, and I think most people will agree, that citruses are always very uplifting and very like, sunny day type feelings from a citrus oil.
I always like bergamot. It smells like lime.
It does. It's not like it is more of a lime citrus than like an orangey citrus, even though it is the orangey family. But it's going to start to like just give you that positivity and that lift to really, bring a little bit more cheer into your day. And just kind of, but it's also very comforting too. Like I really find it's not a zinger of a citrus. It's a more of a muted citrus, if that makes sense. I know it's so hard to describe smell. Like whenever I'm like, it's a muted citrus. What does that mean? Well, it's not gonna give you that, fresh, clean. Yeah, it's not gonna kick you in the nose. It's a little bit more of a, oh, I smell something. What is that? That's lovely. It's that type of feel. But it's going to kind of get rid of that low self-esteem. It's going to get rid of that judgment that you put on yourself. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm not skinny enough, or whatever it is. It's going to kind of kick that to the side and clean that out, and kind of get back to that self-acceptance, the confidence, the optimism, the hopeful feelings. I'm lovable, I'm amazing, I'm kind, I'm wonderful. All those like positive affirmations. Like I would get some bergamot, in a roller, put it on your heart chakra, put it on your solar plexus, and just, I am love, I am great, I am worthy. And it's really going to propel you and get you out of that funk. Like, I don't know if anyone else has been in that funk. I've been in that funk for a while, where it's like, I've been in this house, I've been staring at the same four walls, I'm tired of it. I feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to leave this house. And like, it's going to get some of that funk off of you and get that upliftingness. So that would be my first one. And then my other one, I would say, and this is something that's really been helping me a lot past couple of weeks, is magnolia. So magnolia is for compassion. And I think that, when we're doing our inner child work, that we need to, really find that comfort and that love for ourselves, and that healing. And, magnolia, it's, I actually, when I first smelled it, I really didn't like it. And it's since grown on me. It's kind of a sweet floral, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to be wearing this every day. But I've been, again, that heart chakra, giving some love there. But I have this wonderful book. It's called Essential Emotions, Your Guide to Process, Release, and Live Free. And it's available, like you can get it on the Aroma Tools website is actually where I got mine. I don't know if it's on Amazon or not, but it's a great reference tool when you're working with essential oils and spirituality and your emotions. And like, like I'll wake up in the morning like, oh, I'm having a day and this is how I feel. It's a really cool book because it tells you the oils and gives you a description. And then you can also look it up the opposite way, where if you have a feeling, you have something that you want to work on, you can look up that emotion and it'll give you the oil that supports it. So, and it also has some really great affirmations and really great like self-reflection questions and things like that. So for magnolia in this book, magnolia connects people with the energy of the divine matriarch. The spiritual source, this feminine spiritual source expects individuals to treat one another with mercy and compassion. And that's why I picked magnolia for inner child work, because I feel that so often we're so hard on ourselves, and we really need to, give ourselves love and give ourselves the grace to be like, hey, I'm human, not perfect. And, you just like, there are days where, you're going to fall on your face, and you know what, it's okay, because it's part of the growth, and it's part of the way that we learn and we grow and we become better. And you know, having that compassion for ourselves and for, you know, who we were and who we couldn't be for ourselves as a child, it balances.
Yeah, I love that. What I would do, I have like this nice idea, is I prefer bergamot diffused. So what I do is like on those days where I need a little bit more self-reflection, when I have to really go into my journal hardcore, I grab my nice big chunk of rose quartz and then I will diffuse bergamot and rose.
Yes. So rose is the oil of divine love.
Yeah.
And so anytime you're doing any heart chakra work, and even, you know, the solar plexus, that, you know, the I am, this is my I am, my I am chakra. But anytime you're doing anything with those, it's definitely going to be, you know, working on that self-love and working on that worthiness. And rose is definitely a powerhouse. I mean, rose has so many, and like, I have a rose touch roller, right? So it's rose, which is diffused with fractionated coconut oil. I don't have the rose absolute, but I smelled it when I was at the doTerra convention, and that is probably the most amazing. And like, it's like this like melting relaxation that just comes over the entire body when you have that pure rose in your in your nostrils. It's just it's very, very powerful, and it's very, you know, it's very it takes a lot to make rose oil. Like, it takes like bushels and bushels and bushels, and it's all like hand picked, and it's insane. And we actually have the absolute, and it's a 5 milliliter bottle. It's a tiny bottle, and it's like, I think it's $275 or $300 for that. For and then you get like 85 drops in that bottle. And it's yeah, like, but because it's, you know, hand picked in the purity, and it's Bulgarian roses, and it's but if you have the means and you have the ability, and you can get a drop of that onto your body, it's going to change your life. Like, it's just, it's so potent and so strong. And, you know,
roller
like,
too, and even that is good.
Oh, the touch roller is amazing.
Yeah.
And the touch roller, I don't quote me on this, but I think it's like $75 for the touch roller. But it's deadly, and it's still like amazing. It's super powerful. I'm actually like saving up my doTerra points for the rose, like the pure rose. This is gonna be like kept in like a lockbox in my house.
Definitely. It's like one drop a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. For a special occasion. But yeah, no, I like rose. But that's what, yeah. I mean, I have the roller, so I'll put it on my heart chakra, and I'll hold my hand to my heart and just say, I'm loved. I am unconditionally perfect just the way that I am. And
you are.
Remind ourselves that, like, you know what I mean? And I think rose, I like rose, and I like, first off, I like bergamot because, like I said, it's a nice clean scent. And when I clean the house, I like citrus flavors.
Yeah, and citrus is great for cleaning.
Yeah. And that's what I do. But that's like my little ritual when I'm doing inner child work, where I need to like get out of my own head and, you know, become my cheerleader. Is like, I grab my rose quartz, my rose, diffuse, grab my journal, and it's a party. So that's what I have to say. I don't have magnolia though.
You should look into it. It's actually, it's really beautiful. It only comes in the touch roller as well. And it's also really great if you have challenges getting to sleep at night. So usually people grab for lavender, right? Lavender, I always call lavender the gateway oil. Like, it's the one that everyone's kind of familiar with, and like, oh, I smell lavender. It helps, you know, get to sleep. So the component in lavender that helps you sleep is called linalool. Magnolia, like, so the magnolia is like literally off the charts in comparison to lavender. So a lot of people will roll the magnolia on the bottoms of their feet at night before they go to bed to help them get a good restful night's sleep.
I gotta get that then. Is that in Serenity too?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I will have to get back to you on that. I know Serenity is vetiver and cedarwood and lavender, and I think there's some vanilla absolute in there. I'm not sure if magnolia is in there. I don't think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to get back to you.
I gotta get some magnolia then, because that's what I need. Okay.
It's fantastic. For
Yeah.
you though, Erica, I'm going to tell you. Side note, there is a collection that came out in May. It's called the Precious Petals Collection, and it's a collection, and it's still available right now. And it's what is it? Middle of July right now. It had magnolia, rose, jasmine, neroli, and blue lotus. And you need the blue lotus right here for your third eye.
All right.
It's a kit. I think it was like $65. It's under the special collections kit. They're small though. They're like mini rollers.
Okay.
But I feel like that would be really great for you to kind of get those petal oils in there, and that blue lotus is amazing.
Okay. You just made me order. Okay. So cord cutting and releasing. This is also a massive, very popular topic. Just in general, like this, it's funny because I did a blog post months and months and months ago of how, what exactly are etheric cords and how to release them. It is like always trending on Pinterest. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, wow. But what are some good oils that are going to help you with cord cutting, or maybe going through a breakup, or maybe learning to distance yourself from certain people?
So, yeah, I actually have done a few cord cuttings this time. This time has been really an amazing time to reflect. It really has. But first up, I'm going to tell you, so Melaleuca, aka tea tree oil. This is your oil for cord cutting, right? Mm-hmm. It's the oil of energetic boundaries. So Melaleuca, it's amazing for its cleansing properties. It basically it's going to help you clear all your negative negative baggage. Okay. It helps with codependent relationships. It helps with parasitic relationships, and it's just going to kind of like get that toxicity out of the way. I did a blend the other day, and it was the Melaleuca, and it was also some lemongrass in there, and what's the other one I had, and eucalyptus, just for like general, like, because when you're clearing out your toxicity, you're clearing from your space, and now you've left yourself open. So the eucalyptus is the oil for like well-being, and so you kind of balance the two when you're clearing and you're bringing in the good energy. But it's definitely, if you've smelled tea tree oil, it's very stringent, like very like, yeah. And so I think that it's going to be one of those things, like it's just going to clear the slate for you, and just let go. In the book it says it helps to like break the vampirism of the energy, so you get those energy vampires who are constantly like going to you for your light and your positivity and just sucking it right out of you. That tea tree oil, that Melaleuca oil, is just going to kind of like cut that and be like, you know what, no, I'm good, I'm gonna take care of me. And it's going to like kind of reinstate the positive, connections, making sure, you know what, you can't bring in anything good or anything positive. You don't have the room for it because you have the negative stuff sitting with you. So you're just going to clear that and let it go. And then my other one for that is definitely going to be On Guard, which is a blend that doTerra has. It's our protective blend. So this oil is actually an oil that supports the immune system, and it's something that a lot of people have been they go to when they're feeling a little, under the weather. They're kind of feeling a little run down. They might, take the On Guard, diffuse the On Guard in the air to kind of like, because it's very uplifting. It's very spicy. It's got orange and cinnamon and
you know what I do with On Guard? It's so funny because I've just made it a trend. Well, I was when they were going to school, but like when every day when we're waiting for the bus, I have it in a roller and I'm like, okay, let me see your wrist. And they put out their wrist and then I'm just like dousing them with the On Guard and then I put it on their ears and everything. And it turned into something that like we all looked forward to each and every day was getting doused in On Guard. And I actually put some frankincense in that as well, guys. But yeah, it's really good. And they don't get sick. Like my kids, obviously they get sick, but not as much as like the average. And I really, truly believe like On Guard really does help with that.
Well, I cannot say that essential oils treat or prevent any illnesses. However, I can say that they do support the body. They do support the immune system. I personally feel that it does support my body. I definitely agree with you, but I'm not supposed to say that. But like with On Guard though, it's one of those oils that it has so many potent pieces to it with the multiple ingredients that it does you feel. I think I think each oil has an energy, and I definitely know that On Guard is an oil that I feel the energy from. I feel like, when I smell it and breathe it in, it's strong and it's has hot oils in it, as we say, like, that are a little bit more sensitive on the skin because they're powerful. Cinnamon as an extract, as an oil is powerful on the skin. So, and if you ever have a feeling where you put an oil on your skin and it's like, oh, this is too warm for me, you just put a little carrier oil on that or a moisturizer and it will dilute the oil and calm it down on your skin. But On Guard is it's one of those oils that is
okay, some Mercury is not in retrograde anymore, but we still keep on having these technology problems. So
it's the aftershocks. It's the
aftershocks. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but we were talking about On Guard.
It's so crazy. So On Guard is as I was saying, it's called the protective blend, like On Guard, aka the protective blend. But it's going to help strengthen your inner self as well as your physical self, and it's going to give you when you're feeling good, like physically feeling good, you're feeling. This is my own personal feeling, but when I feel physically healthy and strong, I am more adapt to stand up for myself and to say no to things and to say, you know what, I'm setting a boundary here, and no, you're crossing it. I do not want this. This is not what I want in my life. When I'm feeling a little more run down, like, you just don't have the energy to push back sometimes, So this is another reason why, the On Guard blend is going to kind of assist you in standing up for yourself and setting those boundaries and keeping those toxic, energy vampires away from you.
Yeah. That's good. We all need that.
I know I need it, so.
No, I need it. All right.
No.
Yeah. Like, no. Okay. So let's talk about some of the go-to spiritual kind of for spiritual development, your connection to the divine, to just intuition. What are some really good essential oils for that topic?
So first and foremost, I am going to go straight to the king of oils, my friend and yours, frankincense, right? Because frankincense, first off, it's amazing. when in doubt, get the frankincense out. From soup to nuts, frankincense is going to be your oil to support your body, to support your mind, to support your spiritual self. It is like frankincense can do no wrong. I mean, that's basically what I have to say about that. The frankincense is the oil of truth, right? So it's going to reveal deception. It's going to reveal false truths. It's going to release you from lower vibration, have you vibrating at a higher level. It's going to create new perspectives. It's going to open up the light. It's going to give you that opening that you need to receive what the messages you need. Right. So, frankincense has been, used throughout time, ancient Egypt, is a gift to baby Jesus. I mean, people have been using frankincense, for millennia. So, if it's good enough for baby Jesus, it's got to be good enough for me, right?
Exactly. Frankincense is a more expensive oil, just so you guys know. And for me, frankincense is that go-to oil when it's like, I need to go deep into my meditation today. I need to really just release. I need to really just connect with my guides. And I don't go for any other essential oil. And what I do is I literally just take one drop, and I just rub it on my third eye.
On the third eye. Yep. For sure.
Yeah.
And I will say, again, because doTerra is an amazing, amazing company. Frankincense is in a lot of the starter kits. It's one of those things that I just think is such a blessing, because the oil does so much, spiritually and emotionally and physically. And so, the fact that, a lot of the, the membership kits that exist, they have that frankincense in there. And the one starter kit, I think is $160, and it has frankincense in there. I mean, it's amazing. And because frankincense is, I believe, I want to say it's $70, $68 or $70 for a bottle. And so the fact that you can get frankincense with your enrollment is amazing. So and it's just, again, it's one of those things, when in doubt, get the frankincense out. If you are looking to meditate and you're just like, I don't even know where to start with an oil, grab frankincense. I mean, honestly, you can grab any oil, because each one of them is going to support your meditation practice. But people are saying, Christine, how do you know all these things? How do you know these things? And I'm like, I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing this for 4 years. This didn't come overnight. Mm-hmm. But, I do a lot of reading, and then I just test things out. I grab an oil and it's oh, you know what? I'm going to try this today. What's talking to me today? Oh, geranium. Okay, here we go. Geranium. It smells like old lady flowers. It's the worst. It is the worst. And I
about it the last time, and you said something about geranium, and I was like, I think I need that.
Yeah, and it smells like old lady flowers.
It does. It smells like a grandmother's garden. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you need it, and geranium actually is right next to frankincense in the book. But it's the oil of love and trust. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes when you need to work on those relationship bonds, and the things that are going to work together, if you have issues with abandonment or loss or things like that, geranium is going to be a really great oil for you. Mm-hmm. It smells like grandmother flowers. It does. But it will help support the healing that you need to. I've often found, and I've said this to people, the oil that you don't like the smell of the most is usually the one that you need the most. So when you're saying, you're like, oh, I don't really want to smell, but and then like I said earlier, magnolia, it wasn't one that I liked at first, and I was like, I don't know if I want to smell like this. And as I've used it, I've found comfort in it, and I've learned to really embrace that smell and be like, oh yeah, this is going to help me. This is going to lighten my load today. So yeah, another one that I was just thinking about for for that general spiritualness, and I don't know if this is one that you use, but Melissa oil.
I don't.
Okay, so Melissa oil, it's lemon balm is
okay.
Also the common name. It's the oil of light, right?
Ooh.
So I personally, when I have my angry feelings or I'm really stressed out or upset and I just feel like everything's building up into that big pressure ball, I will grab my Melissa. I will, and Melissa is again another one of those, higher end oils. I will open up the bottle. I will take my thumb. I'll flip it over and flip it back up. So like I just have like a teeny bit of oil on the top tip of my thumb, and I'll press it to the roof of my mouth.
Okay.
It tastes absolutely disgusting. So don't put it on your tongue or under your, literally stick it to the roof of your mouth so it gets like, doesn't get near the taste buds.
Okay.
And you will literally feel that balloon decompress. Like it's like all that built up pressure and air just right out of the body. It is so powerful. It is absolutely amazing. There actually was like a challenge that they said, like, if you do that press to the roof of your mouth every hour for 12 hours and then do it once a day for like, the rest of the month, it's supposed to really kind of energetically shift your mindset. I haven't done it because it's like you really got to plan to have that taste in your mouth for a day. I'm not gonna lie.
God, yeah.
But it really can shift your feelings. And like, again, like from this amazing book, and I highly recommend this book. And I will tell you guys a secret. So this book comes out kind of like every October. There's a new version. So like the one I have is the 8th edition. There'll probably be a 9th edition like by the fall. But what this says is, Melissa oil awakens the soul to truth and light. It reminds individuals who they are truly and why they came to this earth. It invites one to release everything and anything that holds them back from releasing their fullest potential. It assists individuals in receiving spiritual guidance by reconnecting them with their inner voice. It uplifts the soul by preparing one to ascend. When one feels too weighted down by the burdens of life, Melissa encourages them to keep going. It gives strength and vitality to the innermost recesses of the heart and soul. This oil invites one to participate in higher realms of living and dreaming. As they stay connected to spiritual sources, they feel lightness in their being and brightness in their core. Is that not amazing?
Ooh. I think like every human needs a Melissa oil.
It is unbelievable. Like it really, and I like I said, I use it when I've gotten to that point where I just can't take anymore. And I feel like if I used it on a more regular basis, I would. And I'm like, now as I'm literally having this conversation with you, I'm like, I really need to take this out of the cabinet and put it on my bedside. So every morning and every evening, I get this benefit.
Yeah, that's a benefit. That's a benefit and a half.
It is a total benefit. Total benefit.
I'm glad that because I was never really like, I've known that you guys have Melissa oil, but I never looked into it. I just always went for frankincense or sandalwood's another favorite of mine for spiritual stuff.
Frankincense and Melissa together are incredible, like super duo. Absolutely, like just super duo. I definitely think that for self-reflection and working on opening yourself. I mean, for some people, like I'm so open. No, you're not. Like you're not. Like, but maybe with this work and using these tools, you can get to that place.
It sounds like Melissa would be good if you are, and even frankincense, like the duo together. The idea that just popped into my head was if you were really having a hard time surrendering.
Yes. I think you nailed it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have such an order.
We'll talk about that after this. We'll talk about that.
Okay. What's another one for spirit?
So this one is, I actually just, I just kind of got into this one personally last month because there was like a promotion. If you ordered so much, you got this for free. And it's called Immortelle. And it's a blend. It's a roller blend. And it's for spiritual insight. So in this blend, listen to this, all right? Frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum, and rose, right? Those are some really powerful spiritual oils.
Yeah.
So it's actually, it's marketed to support your skincare, and like, fine lines and
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
because because there's so many healing oils in that blend. But it's really great for meditation to kind of quiet the mind, encourage spiritual growth. They are gentle yet powerful, and they assist in the release of negativity, darkness, and limiting perceptions. It can mitigate spiritual blindness and other spiritual issues by offering profound light.
Ooh, like that.
Yeah, it's really, and it smells amazing. And, my skin looks great too.
It does. It's glowing, darling. It's glowing.
But it's really like, it's funny because doTerra, I mean, like doTerra is a company of light workers. I've mentioned this before. Like, one of the reasons that, I work with them is because of all the things that they do for community and for the people who are farming. Like they run co-impact sourcing programs, and they give back to the communities. They build, water irrigation systems and just clean water wells, and, hospitals and schools and all those things. And they actually also have a lot of influence in giving to Operation Underground Railroad, which is human sex trafficking. They work to get women out of sex trafficking, and they put them in these transition houses to so eventually they can go back to society and not live in the fear of being captured again. And just it's really the things that they do and the ways they give back are just like absolutely amazing. And the fact that because I want to better myself and open my mind to more with my meditation, there are so many people who are benefiting from the power of my my dollar. And one of the other oils that I personally use sometimes to meditate is hope. It's called Hope. It's a hope.
I have that one. Yeah.
The money for that goes to Operation Underground Railroad. So like July 30th is like Sex Trafficking Awareness Day. I don't think that's what it's called. I think, but it's the day that they're focused on raising awareness for sex trafficking. And the Hope oil is like one of those things that I've been telling like all my people to get for themselves, because one, it smells amazing, and two, it's it's helping so many people. And it's actually the oil of overcoming. And I was thinking about that when we were talking in the back of my head, because I think that going back to the inner child work, I think that would be a really good oil for that. It has bergamot in it, it has ylang ylang, it has frankincense, it has vanilla, and it helps overcome the challenges that we've faced, and hopefully, everyone listening to this, hopefully you've never had to go through something, like being a victim of sex trafficking, but, I'm sure there are things that, in your lifetime that, you need to overcome and you need to work on. And I think that this oil would definitely be something that, could help you with that healing, could help you overcome those challenges.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God. You just see, this is the problem, Christine.
Yeah, this is why you don't like talking to me, because then you have a laundry list and you're like, oh my goodness, I have to, place my doTerra order.
Yeah,
but that's the beauty of doTerra. And not to toot my doTerra horn or anything, but it is amazing. They have, when you're a member, which you are, I am, right? If you place an order each month, right, you get money back in points, right? Yeah. And then you get to use those points towards your free oil. So like me, I'm working towards that free rose oil. It's not required to spend every month. You do your little, your one or two oils here and there, and it builds up. And then you have an amazing collection. Like if anyone ever walks in my bathroom, they're like, what are all those bottles behind the toilet? Because I have a big
Right. Yeah.
a big like rack, and it has all my oils on it. And they're like, what are all these doTerra bottles? I'm like, oh, those are my oils. Do you want to try one?
Yeah.
So,
No, definitely. So you guys, all of Christine's information, her Facebook group, if you are interested in buying some of these amazing oils, really, I'm going to be honest. Like I said, like I've been that cheap bitch. I've done all oils, and doTerra, there's nothing close to doTerra. So be sure to check her out on Facebook. She's great. She's amazing. And they also do BOGOs here and there and stuff. It's just a really great company. So Christine, thank you for coming on, and thank you for pissing off my bank account. But I love you, and thank you so much for coming back on.
anytime.